Why does Israel want to let in a little aid right now? From Drop Site, Gaza aid scheme offers Israel symbolic cover to finish their genocide. Benjamin Netanyahu has made it clear, like publicly stated, essentially, that his decision to allow a minuscule amount of aid to enter Gaza is a technical one aimed at quieting international condemnation of Israel's forced starvation of Gaza and to clear the path of a final solution imposed on the Palestinians of Gaza. And I'm sure Scahill knows what he's doing when he uses the words final solution to remind everyone of the thing they should be reminded of. So here's a quote from Netanyahu. We're going to take control of the Gaza Strip. He says in a video that also announced that Israel would begin delivering minimal humanitarian aid, food, and medicine only. And then he gives his reasoning. Our best friends in the world, senators, meaning U.S. senators, I know as strong supporters of Israel, have warned that they cannot support us if images of mass starvation emerge. So what this is Netanyahu trying to explain to his even somehow even more right-wing, people in his government. Yes, I'm letting a little bit of food in for, so children can survive, but don't worry, it's so we can complete our genocide. Literally, this is him trying to defend why he would let any aid into Gaza. That is how sick and bloodthirsty these, I was about to call them human beings, but arguable. But that's how sick and bloodthirsty these people are. He's trying to justify why you would let any aid in. He says, they have warned that they cannot support us if images of mass starvation emerge. They come to me and they say, we'll give you all the help you need to, quote unquote, win the war. That means complete the genocide. But we can't be receiving pictures of famine. To continue the war of annihilation, he asserts, we need to do it in a way they won't stop us. So he's letting a little bit of aid in order to get some cover so that the U.S. and other countries will continue to support his genocide until Israel decides the genocide is complete. Netanyahu's coalition ally, Bezalel Smotrich, who endorses starving, mass killing, and depopulating Gaza, he said the aid scheme would allow, quote, our friends in the world to continue to provide us with an international umbrella of protection against the Security Council and the Hague Tribunal, and for us to continue to fight. To fight, he means to genocide. So they are publicly admitting that the reason they're letting in aid is because they're worried if they don't let in any aid, that photos of famine come out, it makes it more difficult for them to genocide. And that is quite a catch-22. You want a genocide of people, but it's just other people say, give them some food and then you can genocide. And you go, oh, I guess so, but not giving them food was kind of part of our genocide. Like, I'm sorry, it's one or the other. You got so yeah, you want a genocide, be like, all right, we gotta give them some food so that we can. I know it's tough. Look, that is a catch-22 we've all been through, and it's just really tough to figure out. The sponsor for this video is Chapter, a free Medicare navigation and advice service. So if you're 65 or older, or your parents are, Chapter can really help you understand the 24,000 plans. Yes, there's 24,000 with Medicare, Medicare Advantage, and Medigap. 96% of people who use Chapter return to use it the next year. Seniors have historically saved over $1,000 a year using Chapter. Also, Chapter has a near perfect reviews online by those who have used it, and it's got an A+ with the Better Business Bureau, and it's free. So check out if Chapter's right for you or your parents. You can either go to askchapter.org/camp, my last name, or call 757-349-8232. All this info will also be in the description of this video. And did I mention it's free? The aid that will enter Gaza in the coming days is the tiniest amount. A handful of, this is a quote, by the way, from Smotrich, is the tiniest amount. A handful of bakeries that will hand out pita bread to people in public kitchens. People in Gaza will get a pita and a food plate, and that's it. Again, this is them trying to defend why the hell they would let any food in for starving human beings who are completely innocent of anything they're accusing them of. Just, again, remarkably repulsive. absolutely morally bankrupt. Whatever's below morally bankrupt, I don't know what it is. Morally foreclosed upon. I don't know what's below morally bankrupt, but that's where they are. Smotrich continued. Truth be told, until the last of the hostages returns, we should also, by the way, hostages are not even on their list of aims anymore, or they're like the bottom of the list of aims. When they put recently, I covered it recently, when they put forward the latest list of aims of their quote unquote war, the hostages are at the bottom. Destroying Hamas is at the top. Destroying Gaza, taking control of Gaza, all this coded language for genocide. That comes way before getting the hostages. Anyway, he says, truth be told, until the last of the hostages returns, we should also not let water into the Gaza Strip. But the reality is that if we do that, the world will force us to halt the war. The world won't let us genocide unless we give them food. And to lose, he says. It would be winning the battle and losing the war. I'm committed to winning the war. I want to keep genociding, so we got to give them food. Continuing the quote, we are disassembling Gaza and leaving it as piles of rubble. So here they are admitting that they're turning all of Gaza into rubble. Until, I don't know when it was, a few months ago, they didn't admit that, right? They would say, no, we're bombing Hamas. We're killing Hamas. We're not turning it into rubble. But here they are admitting their aim is to turn Gaza into rubble, which in most areas they've already done. The total destruction, which has no precedent globally. It's amazing that he says that, because that'd be the type of thing that, I or a critic might say. This has no precedent globally for destroying an entire area and killing everyone within that area. And, there have been prior Holocausts, right? Prior genocides, certainly. But there haven't been, an area has not been sealed off and just murdered 2.2 million people in that area and destroy every building. That has not happened, really. I mean, there's easy arguments to make about the atomic bombs. But anyway, but he's saying it like, don't we have such a hard job to do? He's saying it like this, this tough war we have is there's no precedent for this. And so we've got to keep it up. He's to continue the quote. He says, and the world isn't stopping us. There are pressures. There are those who attack us. They are trying to make us stop. They are not succeeding. You know why they aren't succeeding? Because we are navigating the campaign responsibly and wisely. And that's how we'll continue to do it. These people are just looking that deep into reading their quotes. You feel like you're looking so deep into evil that it like makes you dizzy. I'm like, I can't even see straight anymore. It's like you ever walked into a bathroom where the person before just dropped something so bad that you're like, you feel like you're going to faint. You're like, oh, like that's reading these quotes is like that. You're like, I'm going to pass out. This is so repulsive.